Hello and welcome to the course. In this video, you'll learn what money laundering actually is and start to understand why it's such a threat to society and economies. Ultimately, this will help you recognize or prevent cases of it happening in your business or your community. So let's get started and answer the most basic question. What is money laundering?
Despite the images that it may conjure up, it certainly does not involve placing large amounts of banknotes into a large washing machine and hitting the start button before hanging them out to dry. Money laundering is simply the act of using or transferring sums of cash that have been gained through illegal activities, but it's done in such a way that it appears to have been attained via legitimate purposes and inconspicuously enters the financial market.
In other words, it's the process of turning dirty money into clean money, which is why it's known as laundering.
Well, now that we know what laundering is, what exactly makes money dirty? Hopefully you'll have some clean money in your wallet, purse, or pocket. It doesn't have to be shiny, but it does have to be gained from legal earnings and trustworthy sources. However, dirty money does not meet that profile. Dirty money will be collected by criminals involved in any activity that breaks national or international law. This could be anything that requires a combination of financial transactions and illicit behavior. So it's from the result of drug trafficking, sex trafficking, arms dealing, embezzlement, robbery, and any other comparable crimes. The act of transferring or intentionally handling dirty money is illegal. It's known as predicate crime in the United States and recognised as an individual criminal act in the UK. A person will get dirt on their hands and a criminal record simply by touching this money. However, money laundering is crucial for career criminals. Otherwise, their ill-earned cash will just sit in cash bags, briefcases, or isolated bank accounts and cannot be spent. So they have to make local and international authorities believe it's come from a legitimate activity. Meet Tom. He's an ice cream salesman who sells treats from his van in parks during the summer months. However, Tom has just deposited over £100,000 into his bank account without warning, and he hasn't won the lottery or taken out a loan. Authorities and banking safeguards will notice this sort of activity and people will become suspicious. What else is Tom selling from his truck? An investigation will start.
You can see the problem from a criminal's perspective, as Tom needs to camouflage the way he receives or transfers the money to prevent suspicion. This is why AML is vital to financial institutions.
AML refers to anti-money laundering techniques and the policies or legislation that force them to monitor their clients in order to prevent money laundering. In the UK, it's mandatory to comply with anti-money laundering regulations. This is regardless of whether your firm is in the finance, property, insurance, or legal sector. Financial crimes are taken seriously as they can weaken economies and even bring down financial institutions after criminal acts. They can also fund dangerous and more extensive unlawful activities.
The typical money laundering scheme will run to 3 stages. A. Placement. Centralize the money by investing it, putting it into safe holdings, or buying expensive items. B. Layering. Make multiple transfers to other holding accounts or international businesses. And C. Integration. Spend that money or sell those items bought with it to unsuspecting buyers. From this point, the money has become legitimate and a natural part of the money market. If undetected by this point, criminals will now believe themselves to be empowered to spend this accumulated wealth to further their ventures, or simply retire and enjoy their ill-gotten gains. In this video, we have introduced the concepts of money laundering, what it entails and why it exists. We've also touched upon the necessity for AML. To explore these subjects more, keep watching, and we'll return to help you learn more in the next one.